But the other change that has been really important is we now understand, based on work that came from Yale University, from Dr. Dixit's group, that beta-hydroxybutyrate has a direct effect on the assembly of a genetic regulatory entity called the NLRP3 inflammasome. And this is like a regulating gene expression control that alters multiple downstream genes in the inflammatory cascade. And so this explains the dramatic anti-inflammatory effects that we see once people are effectively keto-adapted. That it doesn't happen immediately, but it's very potent and lasting effect, and I'll show you data on that. In addition, because the beta-hydroxybutyrate alters the epigenetic effect on histone deacetylases and reduces oxidative stress, that is, reactive oxygen species, when you have beta-hydroxybutyrate present, it reduces the impact of reactive oxygen species on membrane polyunsaturated fatty acids, which get turned into pro-inflammatory agents called isoprostanes. And they've been known, the isoprostanes were discovered about 30 years ago. They're very difficult to study because they're not controlled by protein enzymes. They're just, our reactive oxygen species just attack a membrane. There's no enzyme involved. And when it attacks the membranes and damages the polyunsaturated lipid, it produces pro-inflammatory compounds. That has very significant effect on membranes, and that those pro-inflammatory components of membrane degradation can have multiple effects throughout the body. And if you degrade fats in membranes in muscle, you increase muscle insulin resistance. Again, gives us a very credible mechanism for why we see dramatic effects on type 2 diabetes when we counsel patients and get them to follow a well-formulated ketogenic diet. So this concept of inflammation as having a role in diabetes is a new concept, but we're making progress. The first paper that I can identify that was in a mainstream journal that said, look, this is important, was the first of these papers that was published in 2011. And this is a Swiss group, and this was looked upon with great askance. But those guys are pioneers, okay? The second paper, which came from here in San Diego, from UCSD, these are thought leaders in diabetology. And when they publish a paper in Journal of Clinical Investigation, it says, inflammatory mechanisms linking obesity and metabolic disease, these guys are settlers. When the mainstream says, this could be important, and they put it in a top-ranked medical journal, then you know we're making progress.